Welcome to Small Talk, Big Stories. Today's guest has lived through more than most of us could imagine, from a rough start in life and now into recovery. We talk about grief, chaos, and the darkest moments, but also about healing, rebuilding, and what happens when you refuse to give up on yourself, even when it feels like the world already has. James, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
I want to rewind back to the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us where you grew up and what your childhood was like in the early years?
So I was born and raised in Battle. Childhood was a weird one for me.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, growing up, I've kind of blocked a lot of stuff off.
Yeah.
But we'll go straight in. I lost my mum when I was 8 to alcoholism. But childhood, I kind of had everything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It kind of
Didn't go without.
Didn't go without. Very popular in school and very popular kid. And I had 3 older sisters who spoiled me anyway.
Mm.
Dad was hardworking, gave me what we wanted. But he just had problems with my mum and tried to steer that away from us growing up.
So you said your mum struggled with alcoholism.
Yes.
Is that your first memory of alcohol use then?
Yeah. So I think because it sounds really weird, but me growing into, an addict, so to speak, it all stems down from, obviously, I thought that was probably normal.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Seeing people drink and being around it. But quite recently as well, I've sat down with my dad and we've talked more about the childhood because we didn't really. I was always a mess doing something, and I didn't actually really have that bond with my dad. But he's just told me stories, and where I thought it was the last 2 years of her life, I thought it was bad, but apparently it's been ongoing since I was born.
Wow.
So it was going on for a lot longer, and addicts out there, you could probably relate, but once you're doing the nasty stuff, you get quite good at hiding and lying, and so he knew that there was, I don't think any other substances or anything were involved. I think it was just drink. But yeah, growing up around it was a big thing for sure.
Yeah. Obviously, you said your mum died. Can you talk us through what happened with that?
Yeah, of course. So, sorry. So with these, I go into detail because if you're telling a story, you want to give, because it might help someone out there, to kind of talk or whatever. But so going right back, obviously she was really intoxicated and she drove. And my older sister Jenny lived in Pembrokeshire Bay, and we lived in Battle. And I think she was driving to see her, pissed out of her head. And along the way, she was like crashing into parked cars, and then someone actually I found out this the first time last week. Someone followed her because she kept crashing, and obviously he was trying to flash her and trying to get her to pull over. And then, I don't know if you've when you go into Pembrokeshire, you've got the big corner, and you go into the town.
Yeah. She
went straight up to the pub. She went straight up to the pub to kind of get away from the driver who was flashing her.
Yeah.
He followed her, where I thought that she went up there, poured petrol over herself, and then drove into a concrete block, and it blew up. That's how I thought it happened. But he saw that she was quite like in a state, so he's knocked on the window. She was crying, apologising, and stuff like that. And then they had like a bit of a moment, like, shit, she needs help. What can we do? And then I don't know if he went back to his van to get something or he went into the pub to get the owner. But by the time he got back out, she locked the doors. She poured petrol over herself. She lit it. And then he was trying everything, trying to break the window, trying to get everything. But it was too late. It just blew up.
Jesus.
So yeah, and obviously that, it's traumatic, isn't it? It's that's one way to go, but you just got to think she must have been in so much pain.
Yeah.
To leave 4 kids behind.
Yeah.
I know she wasn't really happy with my dad back then, but it's it's a bit of a shit as a go.
Yeah.
To go out.
So when you was how old? Sorry,
I was 8.
You was 8.
Yeah.
So what was you told at that time?
I think that time, well, I can't remember, but again, speaking to my dad, he's telling me, what happened on that exact time, and and I can remember the police coming to the house, and then our neighbour came over and sat us in the kitchen, and we were in the lounge, and then my dad went in the kitchen with the officers, and then yeah, they left, and then I think out of anger, he shouted, "Oh, your mother's bloody killed herself." And then obviously, but I can't really remember much. But from then I didn't know exactly how. It was like later on when I was like 12, 13.
Yeah.
But yeah, but obviously as you're growing up, it's part of the PTSD, isn't it? It's the as you carry on in life, you just get these little
snippets.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you got a film and it goes really quick. It's like that. And to this day, I still get them.
Do you think that's like a coping mechanism?
I think so. 100%.
Try and block it out.
100%. And then obviously, we'll talk about growing up, but I think that's why I didn't deal, or we didn't deal with things the way that I should have done then, and I just grew up in anger and just didn't really know how to handle my emotions.
So after that event, where did you go from there? How was you said you was angry. How was your behaviour at school?
Awful.
Yeah.
I was such a...
Did it affect you I was
such
in every aspect?
It affected my learning. Like, I didn't want to listen. Didn't really care. Because I thought, why should I care about life if life doesn't really care about me? And obviously my dad wasn't really there. He got a nanny in because he was working a lot.
Yeah.
So he got a nanny in, picks us up from school, cooks dinner, and but yeah, I was just so angry, and I couldn't. I just couldn't talk, or But I think my dad took me to anger management and tried to do things the way he thought it could have worked.
Yeah.
But I don't think anything.
When was this in the 90s? Was it?
Yeah,
I think things like mental health and stuff wasn't really spoken about, was it?
And it wasn't. There were things back there, but not like it is.
Not like it is today.
Now, which is why I don't know if you've seen, but I've got a clothing brand, and it's got on it, "I recover loudly to help those who suffer in silence."
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's
we'll get onto that
later.
We'll
get onto that.
So, at what point did you start using? Did it start with drinking with your mates as a teenager?
Yeah, it was drinking a lot.
Okay.
Obviously, back then, the younger you drank, the cooler you felt. Drugs didn't actually come into it till much later on. But obviously back then you're 14, 15. Well, I think I started drinking when I was like 12, 13.
I think that was because I know myself, when I was younger, we used to be in a pub all the time as kids. Not that my mum and dad had any alcohol
Nah.
problems or anything like that. But it would just seem like the norm
Yeah.
to be down the pub.
Yeah. Well, it was, wasn't it? Friday night. You
Yeah, they
know.
had karaoke or the bingo.
Yeah.
They always had something on
And
at the
there's smoke
weekends.
everywhere. You know, it's just classic
Yeah,
old school pub,
yeah.
innit? Which, you know, and I do generally believe they are putting something in alcohol these days because it's just making people not who they are. Do you know what I mean? Like back in the day, it was, you know, you'll have a few beers and there wasn't much like there is this day and age. Do you know what I mean? With people that are just, it's really fucking them up.
Yeah, it's amazing how many people out there have got alcohol problems or drug problems. I don't think it's spoken about enough.
No.
I think it's stigmatized.
Yeah.
A lot.
100%.
People think if you're a drug addict or have alcohol problems, you're a junkie, homeless, scumbag. All those sorts of words come to mind. So when you was drinking as a teenager, was that like an escape mechanism, or was that just trying to fit in?
Do you know what I think it was? I think I was just riding the wave.
Okay.
And I think because I was always out, do you know what I mean? And where like some people at 11, 12 would be staying in, getting early nights. You got school tomorrow, I'll be out. Do you know what I mean? I'll be out throwing eggs at houses or just being an absolute little nightmare. So I thought I was digging myself the hole from an early age. And I think my dad was just like, I can't stop him from doing anything. He needs to go and live and learn. So, and it was, you know, we'll go out and we'll get our WKD and we'll just,
what was a Lamborghini?
And we'll just go and sit in a field but I'd always be the last one up. Do you know what I mean? Because I wanted that I think the feeling, it just numbed everything, and it just my head just went quiet. Yeah. So I think from an early age, when I drunk, I was just so happy. So then I was thinking, well, that's my survival mode now. I need to keep drinking to survive because it's making me really happy.
Yeah, yeah.
And obviously, it's just a quick fix, isn't it?
Yeah.
But when you're young, you can drink all night and then go to work.
Yeah.
You know, you can
3 or 4 nights on the bounce.
Yeah, and you can just you can do that. And then it was, like I said, house parties all the time. I got kicked out of school. I got kicked out of college straight away. Just didn't care.
You said you've had a few addictions over the years. Did that all kind of happen around the same sort of time, or did it?
No, drinking was. It wasn't. When I look back at it, I don't think I had a problem early age. I just thought I just liked it, and it was just because I grew up. You know, I've been kicked out of school, kicked out of college, and then I went straight into work at the carvery in Enfield.
Okay, yeah.
So I was doing like washing up, and then it would be like, that's the kind of scene, isn't it? You finish work, oh, do you want to stay for a drink? And then I'm in the pub scene, and then I learned how to become a chef, and that didn't help at all because that is like the stress levels are mad. But then I was just I don't know, I was just drunk every day because it was the norm.
Felt normal.
I felt like my life was going in a way which I thought was normality, but in hindsight, I was just prolonging the little boy stuck in me, still damaged and confused and lost. And but again, it's the escape and it's the masking. And then I moved to Portsmouth when I was like 19, which again, you're going up to the student
Yeah.
lifestyle.
You got the army barracks and that there as well, haven't you?
And
So,
that's just, and because of the carvery, you know, my dad actually, he said, right, you need to start saving, start looking after your money. And I was actually doing really, really well, just washing up and chefing at this bloody carvery.
mm.
And then the money that I saved up from that, he said, well, you got a few grand. He said, move to Portsmouth if you think you're ready, and run off into the wild, basically. But I only had a part-time job up there at first. And then because my mates down here were going to uni up there. So they went, do you want to come along? And I was just like, well, I'm definitely not going to get into uni. So I'll just get a job, and then we'll just wing it like I have done for the last 5-6 years. And then that was another scene. You know, you're going out.
Yeah, I went to uni. Yeah, I know.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and it's so cheap.
Mm.
You know, there's these student nights, and it's just all so cheap. And then that's when, you know, like the football, and then you're meeting up with people, and they're like, oh, have you done an accumulator? And,
yeah, that's where it starts.
and then that's when it all starts. And then Portsmouth was where I'd done my first key. And then I remember it so vividly because it was, I don't know, have you ever seen that video of that bird that takes that golden token?
No.
So it's this, if anyone's struggling with addiction or they want to,
Oh, yes, I have seen it. Yes.
do you know
And they
what I
take
mean?
a bit, and then it flies a bit, and then it's good. And then
the first golden thing he has, it's such a high, smooth, and then he lands perfectly. Like that's your first sesh.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And you're doing that for a couple of weeks, and then he stumbles across the other token, and he does that, and then the falls is a little bit harder than the last, and then it gets dark and gloomy, and he has this token, but he's got no energy to fly up, and it was exactly like that. Like that, that's my life, 100%. And I was in Weatherspoons in Portsmouth, and a friend of a friend who I was with in our group, he went, "Oh, do you do gear, mate?" And I was just like, "Nah, I don't need that. Just drink." He went, "Have a key." He said, "This will fucking liven you up." And I'm very easily persuaded. So it didn't take me long, and then I had a key, and then I was doing keys for the rest of the night. And then, funnily enough, I woke up the next day fresh as anything. So I was like, "Fucking hell! I found a winner here."
Yeah.
and then next you're going out, and then you're like, "Oh, I wonder if he's there." Do you know what I mean, with the gear?
It's like planning for it before it's.
And then he's there, and then you're like, "Oh yes," and then the next night it's in your head now. Do you know what I mean? And then gradually you go out, and you can't have a sip of beer without having a line.
Yeah, it's a funny world.
It's mad.
What age did you realise this might be a problem with the drink, the drugs?
Probably mid-20s. But the thing is, my family didn't know about the drugs then.
Okay.
So it was kind of, because I was back and forth from Portsmouth, and Jenny, my sister, she was the saviour, so to speak. Like she was the mother. Because my eldest sister, Jackie, she moved to Australia. So Jen was the next of kin, sort of.
Yeah.
And she, would phone each other pretty much every day, and we still do to this day now. And I would always be like, because my dad has had enough of all the, not the disappointment. He was just fed up with me not doing anything. And so we kind of lost, not that we had a relationship anyway, but we kind of just lost that father-son bond. So Jenny would always be the call, and then, she would always get my brother-in-law to come up and just pick me up, and then, it's like 2.5 hour drive.
Yeah.
I can remember he picked me up one morning. It was like 2 in the morning, and she kicked him out of bed, and he came and saved me. But so I was always back and forth from Portsmouth, um, but then I'd go back, like come back here, and not drink, not do anything,
Mm.
but I still have a bit of a gamble.
Yeah.
Because I kind of found that if I'm not, I always thought the drugs and the alcohol was the problem. So if I had done a bit of gambling and, even if I just had a couple of drinks, I'm fine. So I come back here, but I was living in family's home, so I wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
I was more safe that way. But then going back up to Portsmouth, like halfway up, you get there, you're getting further away from your safe zone.
Mm.
So you're going back, and I can remember when I left Battle one day, I didn't drink. I was doing really, really well. Didn't do nothing. And then halfway up on the train back to Portsmouth, I was already having a dealer because I'm planning when I get back. I'm planning
Yeah.
a day, night.
Yeah. It's like having a different personality.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's when you're an addict. It's like you got two devils on your shoulder, and they're telling you that you need to do this. You need to, and it is. It's an illness, isn't it?
Mm. Yeah. That is what they say in the rooms and stuff.
Mm,
That it is an illness.
they
Um,
just they want you dead, mate. Unfortunately.
did people around you know what was going on, or was this all just internal, like an internal battle?
Um, I think that the biggest thing was obviously, yeah, there was a lot going on inside, but I didn't generally know how to how
Express
to
it.
express it.
Mm.
Um, and you got to look back, going back to school, and I was so angry, and it was always that getting the looks, because obviously I didn't actually know how my mum died till I was like 12, 13. So, and everyone else knew. So going
Mm.
through school and stuff,
Yeah.
you're getting looks, and then I'm just like, what the fuck's everyone looking at?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But and then when it all the penny drops and that, you're like, God, they're looking at you like not what, not aggressive or anything like that. It's like shit, that's him
Mm.
that's been through that. Um,
Yeah. I couldn't imagine what that must have felt
no,
like
but it was, and that's why I was
as a
so,
child. It's
yeah. And obviously it's your mum. Do you know what I mean?
mm,
Like, so growing up, it was kind of like didn't really know what having a mum was like, and obviously you're going around your mate's house, and they're doing family things, and
mm,
I just always thought my family was pretty broken, um, and we've all kind of, not that we're really really close now, but we are close, but we're not. I think we're both. I think we're all like on this journey. Everyone's got an individual journey, aren't they? But
yeah.
it's kind of like shit. We've been through a lot.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, it's sad, but I think it's kind of maybe the person I am today.
Mm. It's unfortunate that something like that had to happen for you
Hmm.
to go through this.
Yeah, but I'm a true believer in things do happen for a reason. You do get dealt cards, and you do have to just figure out along the way.
Mm. Yeah, I think it's quite noble of you to say it like that. To be honest, um,
Yeah,
I think
because
a lot of people would not use it as an excuse because I don't want you to
nah,
feel like
nah,
oh
but I did.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Back early on, like that's I thought, and all of my friends and stuff would say, like, even my dad especially, he would always say, "You're just like your mother," like, because he got so angry with the drinking, and I think it was I was too sunken into it, and I was just like, well, and I would always wait for things to happen,
Mm.
and I would always be like, why is this happening to me? Like surely something's got to change. But it's all within. Like
Yeah.
nothing changes if nothing changes.
When your dad used to say things like that to you, do you think he said that as a coping mechanism for himself
100%.
to try and scare you from
A
going
hundred,
down that
yeah,
road?
yeah, 100%. And that's why, like, don't get me wrong. Like now, we've probably got the best relationship we've ever had.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
But growing up, he just, because we had a big chat, not like, yeah, last week, and I think him going through that, I think is just, he could only do what he could back then.
Mm.
So, and no one's perfect. He done the things that he could do there and then, and he still says to this day, I've made mistakes. If I could go back, then I would. But you ask anyone if you can go back, would you do it?
Oh yeah, I
Everyone
think
would say yeah.
everyone would say yeah.
Everyone would say yeah. So, but no, it's been hard. Don't get me wrong, it's been hard, but it's been so rewarding at the same time.
So when you was obviously using after Portsmouth and all that sort of thing, where did you end up, back in Battle or Hastings or?
Yeah, so when Portsmouth finished, I came to Jenny's in Battle, and then that's when Jake, obviously we've been mates since 10, 11. So he's seen me go through a lot of stuff, but he actually put a Facebook post up and said, he's looking for an apprentice, da 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 da. And then obviously we ain't spoken in a while because obviously we grew up with each other, but then we just, as you do when you grow up, you go separate ways, don't you?
Yeah.
And then yeah, I just said to him, mate, I want to learn. I'll be happy to help.
And what trade was this?
Painting and decorating.
Yeah.
And then yeah, he taught me everything, and a big part of it, I don't think I'd be here today if it weren't for him. So he kind of saved me in a big way, 100%.
Do you think he was aware of that at the time?
No, he knew what I went through, but where I was so stuck in a work weekend, let's have it, Monday to press as anything. It was just a week in, week out thing. But again, he's seen a lot, a hell of a lot, and he's pulled me out of a lot of gutters. But again, you can't help anyone if they're struggling with what they're struggling with. You need to let them do it on their own.
Yeah, that's the kind of sad truth behind it.
It is. Like you can't.
There's only so much you can do for someone. They need to do it for themselves.
Yeah.
So was you, during that time, were you using during the week, or was it just a weekend, like a binge?
Pretty much every other night.
Oh, okay.
Because you get to a stage where I'll drink every night.
Yep.
If it was really bad, I'd have a night off, just catch up on sleep. But then you're still like so tired and you're just not with it. And then you kind of get back to a bit of a normality, and you're like, oh, fucking right, I'm bright as rain now. Let's do it again.
So I think that's like a false sense of. It's like your brain's way of saying, it's that addiction brain saying,
yeah,
you're all right now.
Yeah, you're fine.
Get back on the wagon.
You can
You'll
definitely have a couple tonight.
Yeah.
And then it's never a couple. It's never one. I was always hate them people that be like, oh, should we stop off to the pub for a pint? I'm like, fuck off. I'm not having one pint. I'm having 20.
Did you find you got that a lot? People saying, "Should we stop for a drink?"
Mm.
And did they know you had a problem with drink, or
Nah,
were
do you
they,
know
or do you
what?
think they were like naive to the fact, oh, he'd be all right, he can have
Yeah, I don't
one?
think it was like they always. Everyone knew I didn't have a switch, but an off switch button.
Mm.
That was the bad thing, but it was, I think people just got to the norm as, because obviously I had a nickname JY, and it's, oh, JY, he's done it again, like he's just JY, like that's just, you're not going to change him, sort of thing. Um, but yeah, I've got distant from everyone really. Um, very very distant. I've lost, really good friendships. Don't get me wrong, if we saw each other down the street, we'll say hello and that, but it wasn't like how it used to be. Um,
Do you think those relationships ended because
I believe,
you, how you was
yeah,
behaving?
majority of it was because you can't. And when people grow up and they get families, and that's your priority now,
Mm.
not,
Down Weatherspoons on a Saturday night.
yeah, like and I was just, yeah, I was just so naive as well. Um, but it's just mad to think that when you look back, like that was your way of having fun.
Mm. Was you just at home drinking alone,
Oh
using
yeah,
alone?
every night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't always down the pub or.
No, it would always be because I live with my sister a lot, or I'll stay at a mate's, or I'll be at a mate's still up. Um, but I don't think she knew the extent how bad it was.
Mm.
Because once you're in that, I had my own bedroom. Once you're in that room and the door's closed, it's like your nest.
Different dimension.
Yeah,
Mm.
and then you're just, yeah. I was sneaking drinks in there and sniffing gear in there and gambling, and then it gets to the point where you leave that nest, you like just go and do your work and then quickly come back.
Mm. Did you find yourself like lying a lot, telling?
Oh, I was so good at lying,
Mm.
and that's the most crazy thing about it. You become this. You don't care who you're gonna hurt as long as you're not lying to your addictions.
Mm.
Like that's, yeah, I'd lying all the time, all the time.
Since obviously been in recovery,
Mm,
not having to lie
not
about
having
these
to
things,
lie.
does that feel like a relief? Like a
Oh,
like a weight lifted
yeah,
off your shoulder?
it's massive because, like, don't get me wrong, like my missus, or you know, I'm on my phone a lot, but that's purely the fact of either doing something for social media or
Mm.
work related, or
Yeah, we will get onto your social medias and stuff later because I
yeah,
really want to talk about
yeah, that's
that.
fine. Obviously, where I'm on my phone all the time, I think she still gets a bit like, oh, what's he doing on his phone? But yeah, man, it's I don't know, it's undescribable when when you when you're out of the, because everyone in recovery is the same. Like people are 10 years, that everyone's the same still. There's not, you still got to take one day at a time. No one's better than anyone else. But the feeling, like you go up to someone sober and say, "Do you regret going sober?" They will say no.
Mm.
Not one person will say yeah. Like it's
If they did, you'd be thinking,
it's
"Hold
it's
on."
mad. Like don't get me wrong. Like I do miss like the feeling of having a beer and having that first line. Like the feeling there is good. Like don't get me wrong, I do miss that. It's the aftermath. It's the hours after, peeping out of a fucking curtain.
Mm.
Texting my whole family at 7, 8 at night, asking for 40, 80 or £100. Why? Oh, I need to get a takeaway, or I've got no food, or
Mm.
you
More
know,
lies.
just the more lies and
Yeah, it's a strange feeling. I think having to live like that and trying to explain that to someone
and try
is
living
difficult.
like that, knowing full well that you're just trying to get a fix.
What was the height of your addictions? Where, at what point was you? Can you put like a number on how many drinks you were having a night, or
Oh, I'd be having like 8 to 10 cans a night
is that along with the
with
drugs
gear.
as well? Yeah.
Yeah, probably half a gram to a gram every time.
And that was what 7 days a week, or
7 days a week. Yeah.
yeah. At what point did you realize shit? Something's got to change.
I felt that every other week. I think it was becoming too repetitive, and I think um, when I met my partner, and we were partying a lot, purely of the fact that she um, lost her mum, and then literally I just lost my eldest sister Jackie. So again, it was kind of a
Coping mechanism.
coping mechanism, and then 4 months after we were pregnant, and I weren't ready at all. But when who's ever ready?
No,
But
yeah.
especially me, I definitely wasn't ready. Didn't drive. I didn't know who I was. I just still trying to navigate through life. Um, and then I think the biggest wake up call was when my son was just born, and then obviously it was going to. I was just being a just using more, and I was just doing things so much more, and I had to leave. Had to leave, and then I got a flat, and then it was one night, and then I just got so intoxicated, so high, and then I just thought, right, I think I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna. This life's not for me. Um, and it's probably the lowest points of my life, and I was just continuously crying, and just when you cry so much, you're
Hyperventilating.
hyperventilating, and
Mm.
and then I sent everyone a text saying that I'm sorry, I'm let you down, and then I was on antidepressants at that time. I got a brand new batch, and I took a month's worth, and then I think I can remember I was like I must have passed out, or I was close to going, and then my sister. I just remember flashbacks of my sister being there, and then the ambulance and the paramedics and that were pumping my stomach and trying to get these tablets back up. And then the next thing I know, I woke up in hospital on a drip, and then I saw someone who I went to college with, and she was a nurse. She came running over, and she was just like, "You're so lucky to be here." Um, but again, that was the biggest like shit. I really need to sort it out now. But that was like 6 years ago, and it's just coming up to 1 year clean and sober with a relapse in February. So I thought that was my biggest wake up call, but I obviously weren't ready.
Mm. I can't imagine what you was going through to.
No, and it just goes to looking back on it, like it just because you're not you,
Mm.
you're, and I look at it now, and it's so cliche for me, and so I feel like I shouldn't say it, but I do say it because I'm now this new person, and I don't want anyone to sit in silence or go through what I went through. So I just look back and just think, well, my mum done this. I don't want my son to grow up the way I have.
Mm.
So, but not even that at that time, as much as I love my partner and my son, like at that time, I just wasn't ready.
Yeah.
And I thought leaving highly intoxicated was the best way. But in hindsight, it would have messed them up completely.
Yeah, 100%.
and it's pushing all my stuff onto someone else.
Yeah. Um, let's get into climbing out of the addiction. Um, how did you go about seeking help, or or was this something you just kind of took upon yourself to just? Did you go cold turkey? How did it?
I went completely cold
Yeah.
turkey within a night.
Wow.
So it was kind of this is where I knew, I've lost my family. I'm back out on my own. Rock bottom. Nothing. No job. Family lost. Luckily, my sister had an empty flat. So I just went ghost mode. And it was like even though, me and Melissa broke up and I got kicked out and we still loved each other.
Yeah.
It was just, we don't want that around.
Just wasn't a healthy environment.
Our son, and we've been on and off for 7 years, but we've always hid it away from him. So it was, and they were the reason, and I left that time because I wanted her to be happy, and I want them to be happy. If she goes for someone else, I want them to be happy because I can't give them that happiness right now. So if they find it, brilliant. If not, I'm gonna fucking get them back, and I'm gonna work really hard, and I'm gonna get to a place where I think I can get them back. So that was last November, and then I had a bit of a few nights where I just went absolutely ham on session, just to say, right, this is the last time. Let's just go out with a bang. Let's just have a couple more.
I think that's a typical addict mentality,
Again,
though, isn't it?
It's
Where
a thing, isn't it? And
one last beer, then I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah, and I think I've done it for about a week, and
Yeah.
then I don't know, just little things. I got a job subbing off another firm, so there wasn't that, because I had my own business, but it was on and off, and just less stress. I know where I need to be.
Yeah.
I'm getting paid
Turn
weekly.
up.
All I got to do is turn up. And then I just wrote down things. I just wrote down a 2025 plan, and I just tried to do them, and I've done them. And then I just woke up, make your bed, and then I joined fitness class, and then I actually started journaling on TikTok, which helped me massively because it was helping others. And then it just kind of gave me this little drive, and then the feeling I was getting of waking up in the morning was on par to having a line, because you're actually doing things right.
Yeah, they do say that.
Endorphins, like,
Yeah, well, just each morning, either writing like a gratitude list, like you said, making your bed. That's one win for the day before you've even left the house. Yeah, just getting those little wins in throughout the day.
Yeah, it all adds up. It sounds so silly because there's be loads of people out there that will say, "Well, yeah, just make your bed. It's normal." But for when you haven't made your bed in years, and you go to change things, it's putting that into reality, innit?
When you obviously when you stopped, did you just stop everything at once, or was you not gambling as much, or was it
everything?
Just wow.
My sister came round, put a gam ban on my phone. Just completely stopped, which where I was going to this star, I'd like a sponsor, and she'll be phoning me every day. Right, we've got a meeting tomorrow. So I went to a few meetings, and because my work was so everywhere, she would normally phone me up every day just to check in, and are you still clean? Are you still doing this? And then I have weekly drug tests and stuff like that. So I knew that I was going to be tested, and then I don't know. I just kept saying to myself, like, what if you can go 2 weeks? Do you know what I mean? And as
Yeah.
at first, I was just like, just imagine if I can go a day, and then just imagine if I can do it again today, and then before you know it, like time goes quick, man.
It compounds quick, doesn't it?
And then yeah, it's just, and then I was doing my drug tests, and then
Do you feel like that helped?
massively, because like I'm one of them people that I'm still a bit of a kid. Like if someone tells me you've got this coming up, like I'll be like, oh shit, all right. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, I didn't really listen to anyone back in the day, but I don't know, I just had this incentive to just give it all my fucking all or nothing.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you think like part of that was also having like a shame sort of feeling
yeah,
that if you was to fail,
yeah.
it's that.
Because I was so used to that though. Do you know what I mean? I was so used to fucking up and doing this, but I just kind of had a rocket up my arse and was just like, just imagine if you could just prove everyone wrong. And it was lonely, man. Like it was very, very lonely. I didn't really, don't get me wrong, family would phone it every day. But then again, I'm still having my son every weekend. And do you know what I mean? And that's what kept me going too, because I just had this vision of him not having a dad. And
Took you back to your childhood.
I've grew up what it's like not having a parent.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it was it was carnage and it was hard, but it was so rewarding.
You mentioned you had a relapse. What was going on in your life at that moment?
So the relapse that I had, it was so quick, like really quick. I had someone work with me who I grew up with at school, and she's also struggled with what I've struggled with. And in the past, we've had countless wicked nights. Don't get me wrong, but the next mornings they're not. And yeah, we were just working together, and then it must have been within like an hour. We're talking about it, and obviously I'm going, oh shit. So I'm getting really panicky and just thinking, yeah, I could probably have one in me, maybe. And then this addict side's going, yeah,
do it.
You got it. No one's gonna know, and then yeah, it's just but it was, I think within 1 hour we're talking. The next hour we're at my flat, down in beers, delivery's on its way.
Did it last? Was it just a one night thing, or did it last a
One
few
night.
days? Just one night.
One night, and then the next day, obviously, I just felt fucking awful.
It's probably not the hangover that made you feel that. It's probably
no. Obviously, you're feeling like crap anyway, but it was just the shit, man. Like because this was like February, March, and I'm journaling in December on TikTok, and I've been speaking to loads of people, and I'm part of this sober mental health community, addiction community, and we're talking daily. We've got WhatsApp groups, and you've just blanked them that day because you'd fucking relapsed. But I took it like I felt shit and that, but it's part of it. It's like I say now, people say I've relapsed. I say, well, it's done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they say not to beat yourself up about it because it just makes it worse. Obviously, it's not ideal.
No. Obviously, you're going to feel like the worst human in the world, but all right, just feel it for today, but don't let it affect your tomorrow. Like, it's happened. You physically cannot go back and change it. So learn from it, work on it, keep going.
When you look back at how you was back when you was at your height compared to now, how would you compare that feeling?
Cool. I'd get it weekly. Just think, flipping out, I've been through this, and now I'm doing this. Like, not in a million years. This time last year, would I think I'd be sitting here running my own business? Social media is growing. People are so relatable with my story. Got my family back. Yeah,
Yeah, that's really good.
mad.
It's good. You should be proud of yourself, mate, honestly.
Yeah, I know, but I don't. I'm one of them people that will be like not that. Don't get me wrong. I've been through a lot, and I'm so glad that I'm here, and I am proud of myself, and but I find it hard to
Accept it.
accept it. That I started doing breath work.
Okay.
And it was horrific. Like, it was brilliant, but it was, I didn't believe it or anything like that. But I had this. At the end, she goes, right, you're gonna sit. You're gonna have someone with you, and you're gonna walk towards the light. And then I thought it was my son, but it was me when I was younger.
Oh, wow.
And it was my inner child, and it was like he put his hand on my shoulder, and we walked towards the light, and that was a kind of forgiveness thing, saying, mate, we made it.
Yeah, I was actually going to touch on something similar to that.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've made peace with some of your past?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's really helped?
Because I went through life going to CBT and counselling, and it done nothing, because I don't think I was ready to hear it or go through it. And I know now that I know who I am. I know when to talk. I know how to talk. And it's okay to not be okay. Yeah.
What's something you're proud of today?
Do you know what? The most proudest thing about me at the moment is I've become a dad who I wanted to be, and I'm the best man for my partner that she could have.
That's good.
Because I was all talk back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I think most men are all talking there at some point.
Yeah.
But no, that's really nice to hear, mate. Because then a lot of people would answer that question with, "Oh, I've run my own business," or
yeah.
But you could tell that was raw, and you meant that.
Yeah, it was just this. But again, like you know, most people say, "How have you done it?" And I'm like, do you know what? I don't really know. But you just
one foot in front of the other.
Literally, I always say to people, don't just worry about your next step. Don't look too far ahead. Just the next step is all you need.
Take each day as it comes.
Exactly.
Recovery out loud. Let's get into that. What does that mean to you? What are you hoping to achieve?
Recovery out loud is so obviously addiction is not even with addiction, like mental health, like it is a silent killer. Like it all of the things that happen to you in addiction and stuff, you're on your own in silence. And I'm just trying to normalize that it's okay to be silent, but it's okay to talk about your silence. And if you are suffering in silence, look at me. I've been in silence, but now I'm recovering out loud because I want to show you can come out of things. You can go through absolute hell, and there is light at the end of the tunnel.
I think that goes back to what we was talking about earlier, though, with the addiction being in that like stigmatized brackets of you're just a scumbag, junkie,
Yeah,
homeless. So people are scared
yeah,
to say it out loud if
yeah.
they have got a problem or
Because
had a
because
problem.
it's so like it's something to be like it's so normalized now. Like people will end up living for the weekend, regretting their life on Monday,
Mm.
and it all starts with that Friday night, and then you're doing it every weekend, and then gradually you're doing it during the week, and then you're hook, line, and sinker.
Mm.
You know, you're doing it on your own.
Yeah, you see it happen over and over again.
It's ridiculous. Like I don't get, or I do get, but it's and I just want that message to just spread far and wide just to show to people that just talk.
Mm.
You know, there's nothing to be ashamed of if you do any of that. If you do it on your own, you know, the the, the best relief what I had was asking for help.
Mm. So my next question would be: if someone listening now is stuck in addiction, or they're
Mm.
having mental health um, issues, or they're going through something, what message would you give them?
To just be proud of yourself, and don't be ashamed to ask for help. Don't be embarrassed to ask for help. If you haven't got any um, close family or friends, you know, just pick up the phone, Samaritans, and you know, even messaging, you know, message me, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, we
any,
will put your socials on the
you know,
at the
just
end so
just just
people can reach out.
just reach out, like, and I and it keeps me going, you know, when people say I needed that today, or you know, and it just goes to show that it's doing something,
Mm.
and that's why I won't stop. Like now on videos and stuff, I have to say, look, if you're bored of seeing me, just unfollow me, or but I will not stop.
That's
I
good.
won't stop.
Um, before we get into obviously your TikTok and
Hmm.
stuff, if you could go back to your younger self and give yourself a piece of advice or a message,
Mm.
what do you think you would say?
Um, hold on, it's going to be a bumpy ride, but you're gonna make it, and you're gonna be all right.
Yeah,
Just the best. You're gonna be okay.
that's powerful. Yeah, TikTok,
Mm.
Instagram, you're trying to grow your social medias to
Mm.
spread this message. Um, what made you decide to do the TikTok?
So the TikTok was because I was so used to being on my own,
Hmm.
using on my own. I like my own company, my social anxiety, and just like just general anxiety. And you know, even if I'm a lot more confident now, but
Mm.
back then, if I was talking to someone, I'll be looking like, do you
Yeah,
know what I mean? Because I thought they were looking at me like I got something wrong with
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so one day I just picked up my phone and I just started talking into it.
Yeah.
But I'd done it like 20 times because I
Yeah.
was like, oh no, like the
Cringe.
angle's wrong.
Oh, mate, tell me about it.
And then I started going to these fitness classes, and after the first one, I was just like, God, I feel unstoppable.
Mm.
So then I got in my car, I got in my van, and I just just recorded, and I just spoke. And it was real, it was raw, it was
Honest.
honest, it was
Mm.
just, and I look like a bag of shit, but
Yeah.
and you got to start somewhere.
Mm.
Well, like if you go, you know, most of my videos, you know, because my Dragonfly decorating one now is the one that I started with my addiction journey.
Hmm.
So now that one's got the most followers because I've changed it to my work one.
Yeah, yeah.
And all of my first videos and stuff, I've saved them, but I've deleted them off that one. But there was the progress of like the awkwardness, and then you're
Mm.
slowly seeing the confidence and the
Yeah, all
And
slowly showing through. Yeah,
yeah,
no, that's really
and
good.
I had hair.
Do you want to plug your social media so people can find you, and if they want to reach out to you?
Yeah,
If they
so
know
I've
your
got 2 Instagrams, 2 TikToks, Dragonfly Decorating Instagram and TikTok, and then Recovery Out Loud on Instagram, and then I don't know what the username is, but we'll tag them
yeah, I'll
in.
tag it in the bottom. Yeah,
We'll tag them in here, but yeah.
yeah, no, it's good, mate. You also got some merch as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, so on my Instagram, I'm still trying to get the link on TikTok. It's driving me mad. The link is in my bio for clothing. I've got t-shirts,
Mm.
jumpers.
That's the Recovery Out Loud.
Recovery Out Loud, yeah. So want to spread it as far as
Yeah.
possible.
So yeah, if you want a t-shirt, go on his Instagram and help out the cause. I want to thank you today, James, for being here.
No, thank you very much.
Your story is definitely one that will hit home for some people, especially around the addiction and stuff. Yeah, you've gone through some really dark stages in your life, but you're here now,
I'm here
in
now.
recovery, in the light.
Mm.
You should be really proud of yourself.
No,
And
thank you.
hopefully, if this video can help one person,
Oh,
we've
we've
done what we
achieved.
need to do. So yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks, mate.
If you like the video, like, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, mate.